Wow. Wow, you guys. The depth chart is out. This is crazy. The Tennessee Titans unofficial depth chart has been released. And we're live for it. We're gonna be live for it and we're gonna talk about it. See, I can put my mic up a little bit right here. All right. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? So, the Tennessee Titans, there's a lot of stuff that I wanted to go over. But here's the starting. We're going to break it down. But I'm pretty happy with it. But here we go. Wide receiver, Calvin Ridley. Tight end, we have Chig Okonkwo and Josh Wiley together with a slash or a dash, whatever you want to consider it, in between both of them, which means undecided, which means both of them are playing, which means one of them has to go and take it. Again, if Chig doesn't get those hands right, doesn't fix the fumbles and the drops, Josh Wiley will run right by him and enjoy the starting position. Starting left tackle will be rookie J.C. Latham. Starting left guard will be the first-round pick from last year, Peter Skoronski. Starting center will be Lloyd Cushenberry, brought in from the Broncos. Right guard, huge shock from a lot of people thought it was going to be Daniel Brunskill. It's Sadiq Charles leading the way right now with Dylan Raduns behind him. Right tackle, NPF, and we all knew NPF was going to be the guy. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that I already knew NPF was going to be the guy, no doubt in my mind. Let's see if I can turn this up a little bit. All right, cool. All right, starting slot receiver, Tyler Boyd. Starting outside receiver opposite Calvin Ridley will be DeAndre Hopkins. The backup receivers is Traylon Burks and NWI on the outsides. And then Tyler Boyd's backup is Kyle Phillips in the slot, which we all knew that. Quarterbacks, Will Levis. Backup, Mason Rudolph. And then you have Malik Willis as the third. And then it gets interesting right here as well, fellas. It gets interesting as here as well. Running back, another battle, just like the tight end. Tony Pollard / Tyjae Spears. Again, both going to be used heavily, both going to be involved heavily. It's going to be a very, very formidable offensive approach. And whoever has the hot hand is going to be staying in the game. It is what it is. I'm excited for Tyjae Spears. I really am, though. I think he's going to be special. And I hope Tony Pollard is special, too, because he's already making plays. Let's go to the defensive side of things. Defensive end, Sebastian Joseph Day. Nose tackle, starter, second-round draft pick, T'Vondre Sweat, obviously. Defensive tackle, Jeffrey Simmons. Outside linebacker, Arden Key. Inside linebacker, you're going to have the first one, Kenneth Murray Jr., the second one, Jack Gibbons, and the other outside linebacker, of course, is Harold Landry III. You have Shane Ray as Harold Landry's backup, which I can appreciate that. And then Rashad Weaver's Arden Key's backup. So it looks like Rashad Weaver will probably get the first opportunity if Arden Key's not ready to go. We'll see what happens with that. But Rashad Weaver and both Shane Ray, to me, they better both be ready to go. For the corners, this is interesting. We've got Chidobe Awuzie and L'Jarius Sneed as your corners. Jarvis Brownlee Jr. and Trey Avery are your starting or your backup outside corners, and then your nickel corner or the slot, depending on how you want to consider it. Roger McCreary, obviously, and Eric Garner will be the backup. For safeties, you have Amani Hooker starting at the free safety, and at strong safety you have Jamal Adams, and then you have Elijah Molden as the backup for Hooker, and then assuming because it doesn't show. It doesn't show, you know, the, yeah, I'm looking. I don't think it shows him. No. But again, it's okay because Diggs will be there. Diggs will be probably starting next to Amani Hooker, and Jamal Adams will be used according to how we need him to be used. Going to be heavily used, but I think he's going to be situationally used to keep him healthy and use him correctly. The Titans brought over Quandre Diggs to do what he does best, and that's play football. He hasn't missed a game in 4 years. He has lots of interceptions. He's a three-time Pro Bowler from 2020 to 2023, and 2020 to 2022. Sorry, but he got three Pro Bowls, and it's not too far away from those years, and he's not. And for all the people who keep saying, "Oh, he's old," this and that, you guys got to understand. So he's 31, and he's going to a team where he's ready to dominate. He just got coming off of, I believe it was like 93 tackles. Like, he only got one interception last year, but he gets to play in a defense that looks like it's just gonna be dogs everywhere, and if everyone does their job, it's gonna make his job that much more easy. I don't see too many weak spots on this team in general. I really don't. I think this team is gonna be very solid from top to bottom. The kicker, obviously, kicker and kickoff is Nick Folk. Punter is Ryan Stonehouse. Thank God he's back. Punt returner, it says Mason Kinsey. Mason Kinsey. And again, does he deserve that right now with Kearis Jackson behind him and Kyle Phillips? Now, Kyle Phillips is somebody that I told you guys I would love for him to be the starting punt returner. But we all got to understand something about Kyle Phillips. He drops them. He drops them so much. Kearis Jackson looked great when he was in there. But Mason Kinsey, I guess he's leading it right now. We'll see what happens with this. And this is interesting. It says Tyjae Spears is the kickoff returner. Are you kidding me? Do you realize how scary with the new kickoff rules? There's going to be kickoff returns again. It's not going to be touchbacks every damn time. So it's going to be because he makes guys miss like crazy. I didn't even consider him. If you're going to use him as kickoff returner also, though, then I think you got to think about maybe not starting him and using him as the 1B and having Tony Pollard get first crack at it. Because if you don't, it could get weird, bro. It could get weird. You don't want to put too much on him. And I always thought that maybe Treylon Burks decided an opportunity. I thought that would have been a sick ass idea if Treylon Burks had. Because he's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's lighter. He's wanting to do more. He knows he's not going to start, so that's interesting. I really would like. I really don't want to see Tyjae Spears there because I would like to see him stick at running back and do well there. But if he's going to be splitting carries and not getting all the as many carries as he needs to get in the first year or maybe 2 years or whatever, that's fine. Like I said, we just need him when his number is called to do work. And if we want to get him the ball a little bit more and try to, it's hard to tackle him. He could get us some really good field position every single time. And again, I see so much. I didn't even think that he was going to be even involved in kickoff returning at all. It says Kearis Jackson is behind him. So Kearis Jackson's the backup for both kickoff returns and punt returns if anyone fucks up. And then you got Jaquan Jackson as the third. I thought Jaquan Jackson was going to be involved with the starting kickoff returner. He's quick, this, and that. Good burst. It's interesting. I think maybe because I can't wait to see it. Do we really allow Tyjae Spears to do that? Do we really allow Tyjae Spears to really go out there and be a kickoff returner as well? Interesting. And long snapper is obviously Morgan Cox. So let's read this off. The 2024 depth chart, unofficial. Unofficial is the key word, you guys. Don't forget that. Let's see. Here's a look at 20 things that caught the eye. Mason Rudolph is listed at the number 2 quarterback behind Will Levis. Malik Willis is listed at the number 3 quarterback. This should not come as a surprise considering Rudolph is a veteran who was signed early in free agency, and so far he's completed 84.2% of his passes throughout camp. And this is what I kept saying when I was talking about this. Rudolph's just the better passer. He's tough. He's been hit in the head with that helmet by Myles Garrett and still stood in there and did his job. And he's just a better quarterback throwing the football than Malik Willis is. Like, people need to understand when Malik Willis puts that helmet on and there's other people that are on the other side of the opposition that are actually trying to tackle him, he falls apart quick. He does. Titans are listing a 3-receiver set with Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd, and DeAndre Hopkins. Immediately behind each of them, Nick Westbrook-Akina, Treylon Burks, and Kyle Phillips. Those are the 6 right there, you guys. NPF is listed as a starting right tackle ahead of John and Jalen Duncan. Sadiq Charles is listed at the starting right guard ahead of Dylan Radons and Simmons. That's great. Sadiq Charles, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Daniel Brunskill is listed as the backup center behind Lloyd Cushenberry. I actually like that. He's got some height. First round pick J.C. Latham is listed at the starter at left tackle. Obviously, the Titans listed an offensive with a 2 tight end set on the initial depth chart last year. This year they list 1 tight end in the starting lineup, and it's a split between Chig and Josh Wiley. That means it's up for debate. Whoever wants it, go and get it. And I'm more of a fan of Josh Wiley. I just am. Chig has had so many issues, man. It's crazy. Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears are also listed with a slash separate them at running back, which means they're both listed as starters. Hassan Haskins is behind them, followed by Julius Chestnut and Jabari Small. The depth chart on the defense includes a 3-4 look, but also with 5 defensive backs, including a nickel defensive back. Rookie Devondre Sweat is listed as the starting nose tackle with Quentin Bahana right behind him. Chidobe Awuzie is listed as a starter at 1 cornerback spot with L'Jarius Sneed on the other side. Trey Avery and Jarvis Brownlee Jr. are immediately behind them, and I love that. Roger McCreary is listed at the starter at nickel, and Eric Garr listed directly behind him. Jack Gibbons is listed at the starter at the inside linebacker along with Kenneth Murray Jr. I love those two. They're going to be able to do work. Rookie Cedric Gray is listed behind Gibbons, and Chance Campbell is at one of the inside backer spots. I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that. Rashad Weaver and Shane Ray are the backups on the outside for Harold Landry and Arden Key. Let's go with that. Safety Quandre Diggs doesn't appear on the unofficial depth chart because he hasn't officially signed with the team. Diggs posted on social media he'd agreed with to the terms with the Tennessee Titans, but the contract needs to be completed before he'll appear on the roster depth chart. Jamal Adams is listed as the starter alongside Amani Hooker at safety, but the addition of Diggs could change this or at least generate another slash. Elijah Molden is listed behind Hooker while Mike Brown is behind Adams. Caleb Farley is listed behind Awuzie at Avery at one of the cornerback spots. Mason Kinsey is listed as the number 1 on the depth chart as punt returner, as we just talked about, and well-deserved. And Kiaris Jackson and Kyle Phillips. Tyjae Spears is listed as the number 1 depth chart at kick returner with no one behind him. That's crazy, bro. And again, Tyjae Spears is one of the guys who, going into the season, I really feel like he could become one of my favorite players. It's crazy. I'm so excited for this season, you guys. I really am. I think it's going to be a good situation for the Titans. Make sure you guys follow me on YouTube as well. Titan Anderson. We're almost at 15,000 subscribers over there. If you guys are feeling generous, Cash App, money sign, Titan Anderson. I appreciate you guys, man. We got so many videos. We're going to be covering everything and uploading it here and YouTube. I love y'all, man. The season is here. Man, I got to charge my sign. It died. Tighten up, Code Blue Cyclops swag. You cannot spell Titans without putting that T-A in it. I'm him.